If you are still hanging on in the crypto market, this video is going to give you the most important information which you really wanted to know, which will really educate you to that point. You'll get a proper understanding of where we are and why we are doing what we are doing right now in the market, because the market is showing you a lot of different signals which, if you understood before, you are well positioned to make the best out of this market cycle. Welcome to the scientific investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, when we look at a lot of different things, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true, but always there is a but coming in, right? And that's important, because when we do look at things, a lot of people right now are saying, you guys all said that as soon as the ETF comes in, the price is going to go boom. No, that's not what the SI family stood for, right? Way before the ETF was already on, we gave you this saying, as soon as the ETF is out, expect a 30 to 40% drop in the market. Right now, yeah, Bitcoin is down 20%, but you're watching a lot of altcoins are down 20, 30% in last 1 week, especially when you actually go through small to medium caps. A lot of them got ruined. But if you are looking at the proper opportunities, you have a lot of them building up. And that's one of the reasons why we were going through one by one, looking at whether that's a red flag, whether that's an opportunity, so that you understand last time the price action did something like this. This was the result. Last time, those who bought after the price dropped 50, 60% after running through a new local high, they made the most out of that market. So what do you really think? I don't want to actually put a new thought process, a decision in your mind. I want to put you all the basis so that you can actually make the right decision. You look at this and the price action shows you something. What is that? And especially if you are an XRP holder and you want to know what XRP stands for right now in this market cycle, what XRP can do most likely in the coming few weeks, yeah, this is the area which you're focusing on. But just before that, please do smash that like button for me. That supports the channel a lot. Now, let's jump back into the charts. This is one random asset which is doing fine for the day. It's up for 12. It is up 12% for the day, like 800% for the year. That's good. Now, why is it so? It's showing it dropped 33% recently. So that goes back to the thought process which I've been sharing before. If you wanted to buy more into the hype, into the reality of ETF, buy after the price drops 30, 40%. Right now, you are at that point, in my humble opinion. And that gives you something more than what you actually need. What is it? Yeah, that dropped 30%. It's showing you a negative divergence developing on a 3-day. But then you slowly start to understand, okay, let me put that with Bitcoin. And what does that show you? It kind of give you a lot of idea. Okay, it's highly correlated with Bitcoin from the peak here all the way to the downside. It did not perform much in the retest when Bitcoin did that. It went down. So right now you're watching that opportunity zone building up in the market where these assets are running with Bitcoin. Now you want to actually take in few other assets. Let me actually exclude some first so that you get the context. The black one is AKT. The blue one here, the cyan, is actually INJ. So one is above Bitcoin, one is below Bitcoin. Both of them were highly correlated. But look at this. You kind of get an idea. Okay, last time Bitcoin peaked, AKT followed it. That's good. That's good. INJ did follow that. But you're actually watching that in the last cycle, INJ underperformed Bitcoin. This time, it overperformed Bitcoin. So if you really think about that in a lot of different assets, you're going to get this. Now, Let's add on Cardano into this. The smart contracts, you're adding that into it. At the time when these assets were peaking, where the hell was Cardano? It didn't do much. It was really slow. It didn't do a lot of price movement. It went up after that, for sure. It went up to like $3 something, which was a huge move considering where it came from. But when did that happen? It was not in the first move. It was not the first mover. Now add on XRP for the context. XRP was even lower. Think, yeah, this is the Bitcoin, this is the AKT, this is the IMJ. And that was the red one here is Cardano. Now at the bottom here, the one which you're watching is XRP. Let us make it a little bit big, give it the priority it needs. We didn't do anything while Cardano was up, while all these other assets were up. So those who are still looking at those assets and saying, look at this, XRP is not moving, you're out of context. Now, if you actually look at the price right now, it's kind of with Cardano. What was the point in time when all the others were performing well, Cardano and XRP was not? It is somewhat like this, in this range. You are literally watching Bitcoin running up, coming back down for a correction. You're literally watching AKT going up. You're literally watching ING going up. All of them performing well, except at that point, Cardano and XRP in this group. What happened afterwards? These assets which went up started consolidating in that range. It didn't go down immediately. Remember, this is a 3-day chart. So if you do measure the number of days it took for that consolidation, that was like 84, 90 days. 3 months it stayed there, playing out the ding, ding, ding. But at that time, Cardano, XRP matched up. They went up. Now for sure, XRP didn't get to catch up with Cardano because we didn't have all those exchanges. We got delisted. We didn't get the volume coming in. This time around, it's different. We are even watching the BTC bulls like the Gemini going on leveraged futures for XRP. That's a huge news if you understand what's happening. And then you actually put reality into it. Okay, if we follow the history and learn that, where the hell are we? We are somewhat like at this point. That's interesting. Because then you actually go back to many different assets. We went through a lot of different assets, breaking them down into this structure. Some of them shows clear wave structure. Not all of them, some. And that's one of the reasons why I was looking at the price structure, the trend, the support, the resistance, the waveforms, and as much information as possible so that you guys don't make any stupid decision without having the right information. Once you have this right information, now you are looking at that. Remember, when we talked about the Bitcoin dominance here, I was like, okay, guys, watch. It should actually come back up to 52, 53, retest that area. We were following it up. It was going up. Right now, the Bitcoin dominance is slowly bouncing and it is reaching an area which we discussed before. That's close to 52. So this is one of the primary areas we're like, okay, this happens to be the previous resistance. This happens to turn into a support. Now, what should that do here? It's with the moving average. That most likely will act as a resistance. That's what we are looking at. If Wales decides to play, what are they going to do? They'll push it a little bit higher to 52.5, 52.8, close to 53. That's going to be a range of game which they're going to play with us. But if you understand the reality, and if you are here in the top 5%, which is the SI family, the most well-educated family, showing you this is going to be the reality. Where the hell are we? Most likely we are here. We're going to drop. This was 17 to 18% drop in Bitcoin back then. All coins dropped 30 to 50%. So I was like, okay, most likely we'll drop 30 to 40%. One of the best is that you guys were prepared. And I'm seeing a lot of people taking benefit of the current drop in the market, getting to buy a lot of opportunities. That's especially why I'm spending more and more time giving you guys this, breaking it down. Now, if you want to get those, look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, consider doing that. Now, let's jump into the reality. Bitcoin dropped. Yes, everyone understands that. But at the same time, if you understand the basics of what just happened, right? Yeah, technically we thought this is going to be a possibility, it happened. But this is one of that thing which you should not forget. Yes, FTX came in as a pain last year. You actually saw that in 2022, November, December, right? We actually saw that as a huge pain. The price dropped. Then what happened? The price consolidated, started going back up. Right now, the money which belonged to the retail is now going back into their hands. So they sold a ton of Bitcoin. Now, for the context, keep this in mind. That money which went in to the FTX, which went out through the selling of Bitcoin, is now going into the crypto holders who had their money stuck in the FTX. Great. What are they going to do? They missed the 1 year of bull run in a lot of different assets. They saw Bitcoin running up from 15 to 49. They were not able to participate. Now when they get that liquidity and the market is down 30-40%, what the hell do you think they're going to do? I think they're going to buy the dip. I think a lot of people are going to buy the dip. Most likely, it's not going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be altcoins. And that makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's a big chunk of Bitcoin going out. And slowly, if they come into altcoins, you will see a huge difference. Now, by difference, what do I mean? I mean, the Bitcoin dominance dropping hard and the altcoins running up. That does not mean Bitcoin does not perform. Bitcoin, based on history, can still stay here, consolidate in this range for next 3 months, just playing around with the market, just playing around with a lot of these retail guys. It can still go back up to 56, 60, that range. If it gets a lot of resistance, it may come back down. But still, this phase here is going to be important. Last time around, we've done that. It's not a small deal. Keep that in mind. That range of price action was like a 34-35% drop in Bitcoin. To put that into perspective, it would look something like this. That's a huge drop all the way from 49 to 32,000, $17,000 drop. But most likely, that would actually come at a point like this. If you do get to that point or this point, at that point you may drop. Then this would make a lot of sense. You're watching something like this. You go up, you drop, you go up, you drop, you go up, you drop. And it gives you a certain move in this area where you're on a weekly and you're watching there is a big divergence formation. Price is going up, RSI going down, price is going up, RSI going down. That is something we are all looking for. Most likely, if that happens in the history every single time on a weekly, on a monthly, if you're able to see this, if you're watching this, I would argue don't miss it this time. It's going to come. At what point? I really don't have a clue. But if you take the macro chart, it shows you this thing has been playing out all year. Go back in Bitcoin as long as you want and you will see this. And when I say that, it's not me saying it, it's you watching that on the charts. And that's one of the things which I say, it's not about me. It's about what the market shows you. If the market is showing you the price goes up, RSI does not agree, fine, there is something wrong. The price goes up, RSI does not agree, there is something wrong. You kind of get to see where this happens. Price was making a double top, RSI was collapsing. So each and every time the market is showing you something similar. Will this time be different? I am afraid to say this time it's different. Because those who say that usually end up in a worse situation. So if you are prepared, it's not going to be that. You're going to be the one who comes out on top of this market cycle. So guys, again, if you want to learn about the market, break it down like this, join the SI family. And if you received value, smash that like button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.